Let me tell you something. When you're on your way to success, you're going to come face to face with a hard truth. Not everyone is meant to go with you, and that's perfectly fine. You don't need a crowd, you just need the right circle. Most people want to be surrounded by lots of people. Friends, acquaintances, folks who cheer them on, even when they're not moving in the right direction. But here's the truth. You don't need a big squad to win. You just need a few real ones who truly believe in your vision and your potential. You don't need quantity, you need quality. Think about it. The more people you let into your life, the more opinions you've got to listen to, the more distractions you have to manage. There's always someone ready to tell you what you should or shouldn't be doing. And when you're trying to build something great, something that matters, those voices can pull you off track. You can't afford distractions when your mind is focused on something bigger than the moment. A man with no friends isn't broken. He's just locked in. He's focused on what matters most, his purpose, his vision, his future. He understands that success doesn't come from trying to keep everyone happy. It comes from doing what others are too afraid to do. It comes from sacrifice, from commitment, from walking a road that often demands solitude, discipline, and clarity. A true man on a mission knows that not everyone around him shares his level of ambition. Some people are perfectly content with staying where they are. Others are trapped in cycles they can't or won't break. And some are just chasing the next thrill, the next high, the next good time. But when you're serious about building something, whether it's a business, a family, or your personal growth, you've got to protect your energy like it's gold. You've got to guard your time like it's your last dollar. Because time is the most valuable thing you've got. And most people, they'll waste it on things that don't move the needle. They'll spend it on comfort, on gossip, on mindless distractions. But if you're serious about your future, you've got to accept the fact that not everyone can walk with you. Some people will fall off, and that's not a loss. That's life aligning with your purpose. As a man, you'll learn that your circle should stretch you, challenge you, make you better, not hold you back. A lot of people love to talk about loyalty, but let's keep it real. Loyalty isn't just about showing up when everything's easy. Real loyalty is about helping each other grow. It's about calling each other out when needed. It's about saying, "You're slipping," or "You can do better," and doing it with love. A loyal friend won't let you settle. They won't hype you up when you're off track. They'll check you, sharpen you, push you. But not everyone is built for that. A lot of people just want comfort. They want to play it safe, stay in the familiar. But you weren't built for comfort. You were built to grow, to lead, to rise. Sometimes you've got to step away from the noise. You've got to turn down the volume of the world to turn up the voice inside you. You've got to focus on what truly matters. And if that means cutting off certain relationships, distancing yourself from certain people, or taking a break from the crowd, then that's what it takes. Not everyone is going to get it. They'll ask why you don't come around anymore, why you're not out laughing, hanging out, doing what you used to do. But a man on a mission understands that success has a cost. And sometimes that cost is separation from the very people who used to be in your circle. Loyalty is priceless. But the problem is, a lot of folks out here don't know the difference between loyalty and convenience. People will be there when it's easy, when you're up, when you're winning. But where are they when the pressure's on? Where are they when life hits hard? Real loyalty shows up when things get messy, when the winds stop, when the road gets dark. It's having people who believe in you when you're going through hell. People who don't walk away when it's not fun anymore. Those are the people who matter. You see, many will call themselves your friend when it's all smiles and sunshine. But real loyalty shows up in the storm. And if someone doesn't show up for you when you're struggling, don't confuse that with love. It's not hate, it's just the truth. They were never truly loyal to begin with. Loyalty is about respect. It's about understanding the grind. It's about standing beside someone when everyone else walks away. If someone can't be there during your struggles, they're not real friends. They're spectators. They're just watching you go through it from a distance. And here's the thing. You can't always expect loyalty from the people you think will give it. Sometimes the people closest to you will switch up when things get tough. That's why you've got to be careful who you trust. A man with no friends is often a man who's learned the hard way that loyalty has to be earned, not handed out. If you only surround yourself with people who want to ride the highs with you, you won't have the kind of foundation you need to survive the lows. True loyalty means you can count on someone when it really matters, not just when it's convenient, and it doesn't always look the way you expect it to. Sometimes, loyalty means stepping back and giving you space to grind. It means not demanding your time or attention when they know you're focused. It means understanding the bigger picture and not getting in the way. People who are truly loyal won't make you feel guilty for chasing your dreams. They won't drain your energy with constant needs or endless drama. They'll support your goals without needing to be the center of your world. The right people will respect your hustle. They'll understand that sometimes you've got to be in the shadows, putting in work, building in silence. They'll know that there are seasons where you need to be alone, seasons of focus, growth, and relentless pursuit. And they won't take that personally. They'll cheer for you from a distance if they have to. They'll give you space to breathe, to create, to grind. Those are the people you want in your circle, not just the loudest voices, but the realest ones. The ones who stay when it's hard, the ones who get it without you having to explain, the ones who believe in the man you're becoming, even before the world sees it. If they can't respect your mission, they don't deserve a seat at your table. Real loyalty means standing by you even when no one else understands why you're doing what you're doing. It's rare, but when you find it, you'll feel it. It's a bond that runs deeper than just being around. A man with no friends isn't weak. He's just selective. He understands how valuable his energy is. Everyone you allow into your life should bring something meaningful. You can't afford to be drained by the wrong people. If you're serious about making your vision real, you've got to be mindful of who gets your time. People's energy can either fuel you or drain you, and you've got to know the difference. When you're building something that truly matters, not everyone is built to be part of that journey. Some people will bring negativity into your space. They'll question your decisions, throw doubt on your plans, or simply serve as distractions. You can't let that happen. You have to be strategic about who you let get close. That means being very intentional about who you call a friend. It's never about having a bunch of people around. It's about having the right people. People who respect your vision and add value to your mission. Your time, your energy, your focus, these are too important to waste on people who don't understand your grind. You've got to protect it at all costs. That means learning to say no when people try to waste your time. That means walking away from folks who only bring drama, gossip, or negativity into your life. If they're not helping you grow, they're holding you back, and that's not something you can afford. As you climb higher, you'll notice fewer people on the path with you, and that's okay. The ones who are truly meant for your life will stay close, even from a distance. A man with no friends understands that everything starts with energy. What you put out is what you get back. If you stay surrounded by negativity or people who don't share your drive, you're going to stay stuck in the same old cycle. But when you start building a circle of people who are positive, focused, and hungry for more, you'll start rising faster than you ever imagined. That's why being selective isn't about being antisocial. It's about being intentional. You don't have to be rude or cold, but you do have to be clear. Clear about who gets access. When you're focused on growth, you don't have time for energy vampires. It's not about cutting people off for no reason. It's about cutting off the ones who are holding you back from reaching your full potential. If they can't respect your hustle, they don't belong in your circle. And you've got to be okay with walking alone sometimes. This is your journey. Not everyone gets to walk it with you. And that's perfectly fine. You're not missing out. You're building something that only you can see right now. A lot of people will want to be part of the process. They'll want to be included in every step. But the truth is, your path may be too narrow for all that. Some journeys are meant to be taken alone because the lessons you learn in solitude are priceless. When you're truly focused on your mission, there will be times where you have to distance yourself from everything familiar. The friends, the hangouts, the social distractions. They'll all have to wait while you go chase what matters. But don't be afraid of that. It's in those moments of stillness and isolation that you gain the most clarity. That's where you find your strength, your focus, and your purpose. You'll uncover parts of yourself you never knew existed. And that is what fuels real success. You don't need to be surrounded by people all the time to feel fulfilled. Walking alone doesn't mean you're isolated. It means you're giving yourself the space you need to think, grow, and elevate. There's power in solitude. It allows you to hear your own voice without the noise of others telling you who to be or what to do. You're not missing out. You're preparing for greatness. And while it might feel lonely at times, walking alone teaches you more than walking with a crowd ever will. It builds resilience. It strengthens your confidence. It helps you trust your instincts. When you stand strong on your own, you realize just how powerful you really are. And that's what makes the journey worth it. Understand that solitude is part of the process. If you're really about this life, if you're truly serious about your success, there will be seasons where it's just you and your thoughts. That's when the real growth happens. That's when the magic unfolds. And here's the best part. The right people will find you. You won't have to chase them. If you're locked in on becoming the best version of yourself, the people who are meant for your life will show up when it matters most. Don't go looking for validation. When you're walking in your purpose, it finds you naturally. Too many people are out here chasing friendships, chasing attention, chasing people. But what you need to understand is this. When you stay true to your mission, the right people will come. You won't have to force it. You won't have to beg anyone to be in your life. The ones who are meant for you, who align with your energy, your purpose, your goals, they will stay. They will support. They will respect your grind, even if it means spending less time together. Don't waste your energy on people who don't want to see you win. Don't chase anyone who isn't helping you grow. Instead, invest that energy into yourself. Focus on your craft, your mindset, and your goals. When you do that, the right people will show up at the right time. The people meant to be in your life will find their way in when the timing aligns. The truth is, you can't force real connections. If someone is meant to be part of your journey, they'll step into it naturally. So stop wasting your time and energy on relationships that drain you or slow you down. Focus on building a stronger relationship with yourself first. Be okay with being alone while you're building your dreams, because eventually the right ones will see the work you're putting in, and they'll want to walk beside you. The people who truly understand your vision, the ones who share your ambition, they'll recognize your path. A lot of times people seek friendships out of insecurity, trying to fill a void. But when you're secure in your purpose and confident in your direction, you no longer search for people to complete you. You become magnetic. People will want to be around you, not because you're chasing them, but because they see your fire and want to be part of it. You don't need to chase. You need to attract. When you attract the right people, your circle becomes strong, focused, intentional, powerful. It's the quality of the people around you that makes the difference, not the number. And always remember, it's not about being surrounded by a bunch of people. It's about having the right ones. People who are aligned with your values, who challenge you, uplift you, and support you through the hard times. The right people are the ones who see your dreams and cheer for them, not the ones who want you to stay small and play it safe in their comfort zones. Keep your energy aligned, and you'll begin to attract people who match the level you're operating on. Learn to say no. Not every opportunity is a good one. Not every invitation is meant for you. If it doesn't serve your purpose, it's okay to walk away. People will try to pull you in 100 different directions, but you've got to stay grounded in your mission. Saying no isn't about rejecting others. It's about protecting your boundaries. Too many people fall into the trap of trying to please everyone, thinking that saying yes to every request or offer will somehow open more doors. But here's the truth. Real success requires knowing when to say no. When you start saying no to what doesn't align with your purpose, something shifts. Suddenly you have more time and space to pour into what actually matters. Your time is precious. It shouldn't be wasted on activities, people, or events that don't move you closer to your goals. And this becomes even more important when you're chasing greatness, because the more you level up, the more distractions will come. Friends, family, co-workers, even strangers will try to pull you away from your path. But when you've got your eyes on the prize, you've got to treat your time like it's gold. Saying no doesn't make you rude. It doesn't make you selfish. It makes you focused. It shows that you value your time and your energy enough to make short-term sacrifices for long-term wins. If you want to reach your potential, you've got to prioritize your goals over temporary distractions. It's not always easy, especially when it's the people you care about asking for your attention. But remember, your future depends on the decisions you make today. Sometimes, the best way to protect your future is to say no to the present. Saying no is about setting boundaries and honoring your own needs. You are not obligated to be available to everyone all the time. If you want to stay mentally sharp, emotionally balanced, and purpose-driven, you have to guard your focus. The people who truly care about you, the ones meant for your journey, they'll understand. And the ones who don't, they were never supposed to walk that path with you anyway. Your life isn't a free-for-all. You're not here to be pulled in every direction. You're here to build something meaningful. Saying no also means walking away from things that look good on the surface but don't support your mission. Some opportunities will come dressed in shiny wrapping, but deep down, they'll only take you off course. When you say no, you're not just rejecting something outside of you. You're affirming your inner commitment. You're saying, I know what I'm here to do. And that mindset, that's what brings real success. Success doesn't require a big crowd. It requires a committed crew. Just a few solid people who believe in you. People who understand your hustle, who value your time, who support your goals. That's all you need. Quality over quantity always wins. In this world, we're often taught that the more people you know, the more success you'll have. But let me tell you, that couldn't be further from the truth. It's not about how many people are in your life. It's about how real those relationships are. A small circle of people who genuinely care about your growth is worth more than 100 casual acquaintances. Those few loyal people will ride with you when things get tough. They'll celebrate with you when things go right. They'll show up when it counts, and they'll stick around even when the spotlight fades. That's the kind of circle you need. Not people who only come around when everything's fun or when you're at your peak. You need people who are in it for the long haul, people who push you to be better, people who challenge you to grow, people who celebrate your wins like they're their own. Those are the ones who matter. And those are the ones you build with. Eventually, your discipline will speak louder than your words. People might not understand your silence now, but they'll recognize your results later. Every hour you invest, every distraction you avoid, every sacrifice you make, it all adds up. And when it does, the ones who dismissed your grind will wish they had taken it as seriously as you did. Let your progress be the proof, not your explanations. The key to success isn't about trying to please everyone. It's about staying true to your purpose, no matter who understands it or not. When you focus on quality over quantity, you naturally attract people who respect your drive and your direction. You'll start to notice that your circle gets smaller, but those connections become stronger, more honest, and more meaningful. You'll find yourself spending more time with people who challenge you to grow, who hold you accountable, who pour into your progress, instead of those who are just hanging around for the vibe or waiting for a benefit. If your circle isn't pushing you forward, it might be time to take a hard look at who you're keeping close. A smaller, tighter circle brings something powerful. Trust. You don't have to constantly second-guess people's intentions or worry about betrayal or gossip. With the right people, trust becomes natural. It's an unspoken bond rooted in mutual respect, shared values, and a real commitment to see each other win. It's not about pretending to be perfect. It's about being real with one another, understanding each other's struggles, and knowing deep down that someone's got your back no matter what. Quality over quantity means choosing relationships that actually add value to your life. The ones that push you to be better, that spark inspiration, and that keep you moving forward when things get hard. A big crowd might look impressive, but at the end of the day, it's the loyal, dedicated few who stand by you that really make the difference. Learn to say no when it's needed. Not every opportunity is meant for you. Not every person deserves access to your energy. It's okay to walk away from things, situations, and even people that don't align with your goals. The more you say no to what doesn't serve you, the more space you make for the things that do. That's how growth happens, by clearing out the noise and making room for the right things to come in. Every opportunity that crosses your path won't take you forward. Some are distractions, some are time wasters, and some are just shiny detours that pull you off track. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of something new, but you've got to remember what you're really after. If it doesn't help you get closer to your vision, it's not worth your time. Be bold enough to say no to anything that slows you down. The same goes for people. Not everyone deserves a spot in your circle. Some folks will bring negativity, drain your energy, or try to keep you stuck in who you used to be. Saying no doesn't mean you're mean or selfish. It means you understand what's best for your future, and you're willing to protect it. You don't need to carry people who weigh you down. You don't need the ones who constantly take and never give. When you let go of what's holding you back, you open up more space to grow into who you're becoming. As your focus sharpens, people will try to pull you in different directions, some intentionally, some without realizing it. But you've got to stay grounded. Many will want your attention, your time, your energy, but if they're not adding value, they're just taking from you, and you can't afford that. You're here to build something real, something lasting, and that takes discipline. So be willing to say no. Say no to distractions. Say no to what pulls you off course. Saying no is not weakness, it's strength. It's a sign that you know where you're going, and you won't let anything or anyone stop you from getting there. Your vision doesn't require approval from anyone else. You've got to trust your gut, your instincts, your inner voice, and stop waiting for someone else to validate your path. While it's okay to seek wisdom from those you respect, at the end of the day, it's your journey. Too many people get stuck waiting for permission because they're afraid of being judged, rejected, or misunderstood. But the truth is, if you wait around for someone to say go, you'll be stuck in place forever. If you have a goal, if there's something inside you that you believe in, you've got to move on it, even when no one else sees it yet. That's part of the process. People might look at you like you're crazy, they might not get it. But that's because the vision wasn't given to them, it was given to you. You can't expect everyone to understand something they weren't meant to carry. When you trust your vision and keep showing up with faith and action, the right people will start to recognize your purpose, and those are the ones that count. The rest, they don't get a say. The world will always have opinions. People will suggest what they think you should be doing, offer advice based on their fears, or try to guide you down a path that's safer or more realistic. But your vision isn't theirs to define. It's yours. And if you believe in it, really believe, it will carry you through the toughest times, through the lonely seasons, through the doubts, through the setbacks. Belief is the engine that keeps you moving when everything else tells you to quit. And when that belief is strong, you don't need applause, permission, or approval. You just need the courage to keep going. Never let anyone convince you that your vision is too big, too bold, or too unrealistic. Your vision is the driving force behind your success, and if you don't protect it fiercely, no one else will. People will question it, doubt it, even laugh at it, but that doesn't mean you should let go of it. The most successful people in the world are the ones who held on to their vision even when it made no sense to others. They believed in what they saw, even when nobody else did. Trusting your vision means making decisions that line up with your purpose, even when those decisions seem strange or risky to everyone else. Sometimes the road to success isn't clear. You might feel like you're walking through fog, unsure of what's ahead. But it's not about seeing every step. It's about believing that you're heading in the right direction. You'll figure it out along the way, as long as you stay committed and refuse to quit. Be willing to walk alone if that's what it takes. A lot of people won't understand your grind, your goals, or the sacrifices you're making, and that's okay. Your vision wasn't given to them. It was given to you. It's yours to carry, yours to protect, and yours to build. And as you grow, your vision will grow too. It will evolve with your experiences, your lessons, and your strength. But the core of it, the heart of what you believe in, will always remain. People will come and go. Their opinions will change like the wind. But your vision is the anchor that keeps you grounded. Don't wait for anyone to tell you it's okay to start. If it feels right to you, then it is right for you. Your vision is the foundation of everything you're working toward, and you are the only one who can bring it to life. Stop chasing validation from other people. A man with no friends knows that external approval isn't necessary to know his worth. You have to learn to validate yourself. Too many people are out here living for likes, claps, compliments, and praise from others. They need someone to tell them they're doing a good job just to feel like they matter. But when you're truly confident in who you are and what you're building, you don't need anyone to clap for you. You clap for yourself. Self-validation is freedom. It means you don't need permission to start. You don't need praise to continue. And you don't need approval to succeed. People will always have something to say. Some will cheer you on. Others will try to tear you down. But when you validate yourself, their noise doesn't stop your progress. You move forward with peace because you're not relying on outside voices to keep going. The problem with seeking validation is that it hands your power over to other people. You let them decide your value, your potential, and even your direction. And once you start depending on that approval, you'll always be questioning yourself. But when you trust your own voice, your values, your experiences, your instincts, you stop second-guessing every step. You know what's right for you because you've taken the time to understand who you are. You don't need anyone else's permission to chase your goals. Let go of the need to please everyone. If you spend your whole life trying to make others happy, you'll end up miserable. You weren't put on this earth to meet someone else's expectations. You were meant to build your own path, live your own truth, and follow your own dreams. And when you stop needing others to say yes to your life, that's when real freedom begins. The power to choose your direction is already yours. When you stop asking for permission, you give yourself the ability to move forward without hesitation. At the end of the day, the only validation that really matters is the one you give yourself. It might be uncomfortable at first, especially when you have to make hard decisions that not everyone agrees with. But you'll realize those choices are exactly what lead to your breakthrough. You'll start to feel lighter, more focused, more in control. Don't run from tough decisions. Lean into them. They're the ones that shape you. The man who has the courage to make the hard calls is the one who will go the furthest. And don't forget, every decision you make today is shaping the person you'll become tomorrow. Embrace your solitude. A man with no friends understands the strength that comes from being alone. Not lonely, but alone with purpose. Solitude is where the real work happens. It's in those quiet moments when nobody's watching that you sharpen your skills, face your thoughts, and build your future. The world is loud. Everyone's got an opinion, and everyone wants something from you. But when you step into solitude, you find space to think clearly, reflect deeply, and grow intentionally. Most people fear being alone because they don't know who they are without the noise. But the silence isn't empty. It's full of answers. It's where you reconnect with yourself, hear your own voice, and make decisions based on your truth, not someone else's. Solitude gives you clarity. It gives you peace. It gives you the power to stop reacting to the world and start creating your own. That's where courage lives. That's where the boldest moves are born. The man who embraces solitude becomes dangerous in the best way. He becomes grounded, self-aware, and unshakable. He's not easily influenced because he's rooted in who he is. So don't run from the silence. Lean into it. That's where your strength is waiting. When you embrace solitude, you also embrace your independence. You stop depending on others to feel whole or complete. You stop waiting for someone else to validate your worth or give you permission to be who you are. You realize that everything you've been searching for, peace, purpose, confidence, has been inside you all along. Solitude becomes your teacher. It's where you learn to hear your own thoughts clearly without the noise of outside opinions drowning them out. It's where you find your true voice, your own rhythm, your own way of thinking, free from judgment or comparison. You learn how to make decisions for yourself based on what you truly want, not what others expect of you. You develop your self-trust, and you stop second-guessing your every move. That's what independence really is. It's not about doing everything alone, but about knowing you can if you have to. In solitude, you grow stronger, wiser, and more self-aware. You begin to see that your happiness doesn't depend on who stays or who leaves. You don't need constant company to feel valued. You don't need approval to feel successful. You don't need to perform for likes, applause, or attention. You just need to keep showing up for yourself. Some of the most powerful and successful people in history have walked alone for long stretches of their journey. Not because they were antisocial, but because they knew that solitude gave them clarity. It gave them room to think bigger, plan deeper, and grow without distraction. When you're alone, you're able to focus without compromise. You're not trying to match someone else's pace or carry anyone else's weight. You're just locked in. Being alone doesn't mean you're isolated. It means you're in a space where you can fully invest in your evolution. That's where discipline is built. That's where dreams are designed. That's where habits are formed. That's where pain gets turned into power. Solitude is where the quiet work happens, the kind of work no one sees, but everyone eventually notices. The results show up long after the sacrifices were made. So don't be afraid of walking alone for a season. That season might be the one that changes everything. Solitude is not weakness. It's a declaration of strength. It shows that you're willing to be different, willing to focus, willing to go without the noise in order to hear what really matters. In solitude, you reconnect with who you truly are, beyond the roles, beyond the labels, beyond the expectations placed on you. You discover your passions, your calling, your direction. You begin to understand what drives you, what fulfills you, and what kind of life you want to build. Solitude is where vision gets sharper, where your purpose becomes clearer, where you prepare yourself for the battles ahead. You may not always have cheerleaders around you. You may not always have someone checking in. But if you can learn to show up for yourself consistently, even in silence, even in struggle, you become unstoppable. A man with no friends isn't empty. He's focused. He understands that solitude isn't punishment, it's preparation. He knows that it's better to walk alone with clarity than to walk with a crowd that's going nowhere. It's not about having a large group, it's about having the right mindset. And sometimes your only companion on the path will be your vision, your grind, and your willpower. That's not something to fear, it's something to embrace. Because those quiet hours, those long days of sacrifice, those nights where you kept pushing even when no one noticed, they're all building something inside of you. Grit, discipline, patience, confidence. You're becoming the type of person who can't be shaken by opinions, rejection, or setbacks. That's real strength. The journey to success will test you in ways you didn't expect. It will stretch you. It will challenge your character, your commitment, and your consistency. You'll face moments where it feels like no one gets it, where you're misunderstood, underestimated, or overlooked. But every step you take alone is bringing you closer to the version of you that's ready for everything you're working for. And when you stay the course, when you stay loyal to your vision, eventually the right people will appear. Not to complete you, but to walk with you, to match your energy, not drain it. You won't have to force connections when you're aligned. You'll attract people who are on the same mission, who speak the same language, who respect the grind because they've lived it too. Success isn't about arrival, it's about who you become through the process. It's about how you carry yourself when no one's watching. It's about how you push through when no one's clapping. It's about how you lead yourself before you ever lead anyone else. That's what makes solitude so powerful. It builds the core of who you are. It sharpens your instincts. It strengthens your spirit. When you know how to be alone, you stop chasing things that aren't for you. You stop entertaining distractions. You stop compromising